without spending too much time, Aprajita is a long timer in e-learning domain. She understands in and out quite a lot about it. So let me click on get started. If you already have a username and password, you can log in. Otherwise, sign up. We have kept actually pretty simple. It takes hardly any time to register a new user here, and anybody can register provided they have email ID, and that's how the sign in takes place. Also, we have one second, I'll just read from here. We have currently the platform in English, Hindi, and Gujarati versions are coming up, but that does not mean that we cannot host any other language. Hosting per se, we can host any computer readable language on this particular platform. So let me just click get started and log in as a admin user so that I can showcase all the things to you. Then we can see that how a person, or what a person would see when they log in as a learner, or in your case it could be officer from a certain profile, or worker from a certain profile. So all those things based on their roles can be customized to launch them to a page so that they only see what is meant for them. Let me just log in here. So I have logged in as an administrator now, and you can see this is our main dashboard, and you can see some simple statistics here that platform uses stats starting with total 125,000 users. We have 133 courses, 338 items in repositories. Average learning time per user for 125,000 users is 3 hours 56 minutes. So we are going to be crossing 4 minutes in another 2 days or so. 4 hours basically of learning time, which is quite some learning hours if you ask me. 611 users you can see on the right are currently live users for us. They are going through some course or the other. If you go to the user stats, you can see that we have various categories from the education front, and we have divided them into based on their gender. Then user training stats, we have forums and webinars on this side. Course statistics, that what category we have, what type of course is available, and that's also with the repository stats. Then we have events today. There are no events scheduled today, but you can see if there are any events today. Since morning, since like 0 hours, we have 18,000 visits to our portal today itself. Second tab is basically users. It's for administrators to manage users for bulk import and other things. Then we have teams. Basically, teams are a group of users and courses so that they are aligned for particular curriculum. Then we have courses, and we have various categories you can see on the left hand side, starting from early childhood education to many others. In administrators, we have loaded something for, I think, sensitive hand washing. So we placed one manual here. We have done a demo course, which we have not placed here. But if you have any courses, we can upload them here. You can see them here, provided they are compatible for internet format in any manner. Any standard if they are following, they can be directly uploaded onto the platform. So if you click on this one, it opens up, and then ebook, it will open up in another separate tab, and you can simply access it. I'll just come back here. Then we have reports sections, and we do custom reports. We have very basic reports available, but depending on the requirements, all the reports can be customized for various users. Then we have an interesting area called repositories. One second, let me just bring it, and you can choose the category, for example. And if you choose, let's say, subcategory, so you can see that we have kept something on process of sludge management through vermicomposting, and another one on safe storage of water in households. So if you just click on display, uh, it starts within that window.
Kerala was declared as being
So any sort of links or videos can be either directly imported or just linked up into these courses. Moodle has extensive libraries to support all such functions. Let me go back to courses and just try to play something, so just you get some idea that how the courses are designed. So these are the courses we have recently developed. Let me just click on, these are for life skills. And you can see it is basically 10 to 12 hours of learning on life skills for age group of 13 to 15 years of age group. But for educators, we are also coming up with the student side of these modules in another 1 month. So those are under production. Let me maybe, or maybe just go back a step and start from the introduction.
Dear Life Skills Educator, investing in children's learning and life
So
skills
this is
development,
basically the
especially for
introduction
those
part,
who are
and let's go back. Then you can go get into the pedagogy, how to use this package, your role as an educator, self-awareness, resilience, creativity, and so on and so forth. Once you complete all of them, your certificate is saved under over here. So all the courses can be offered with certification and as and when required. Currently, we have a running batch which you can't see here because it's in a different, vertical within this platform, and there a lot of users are right now going through. Another good feature and the courses available is our webinar area. So if you click on webinar, you can see this we just finished, I think 2 days ago, for National Institute of Health and Family Welfare. So if I click here, so they use our platform to conduct a 10-day training program, and they recorded all 10 days. So you can see the recordings are here, and all the participants can go into that day of recording and refer to what was discussed. If they've missed anything, they can come back in the evening on that day and go through the recording. And that's a good part of any, digital learning system, that you have recordings available. You can refer to them if you miss any section or session, and then get back to track from the next day onwards thing. So if you have an ongoing curriculum, this ensures that you have everything available for the learners, and they don't really miss any session per se. Okay, so webinar is one of the key features which we are getting a lot of requests these days. And that's it, Aprajita. Over to you if you have any questions, and maybe we go on from there. Swati, if you have any inputs, please come in here.
Not me, but maybe Sujoy, Koshki, Nicholas, anybody else?
Yeah, Chand, can you also show that SLWM thing that you made?
That we have not loaded. If you remember, we have just given you a link to run it. So you download
Okay.
it and run.
Aparajita, could you run that?
No,
Acha.
I should have that
I
link.
tried
Wait
with,
a minute, wait a minute. Chand, can you just see if you can access?
Yeah, I'll just download it and run it. Give me a minute.
Because it will be easier to show it here to everybody, na? That's why.
I should remember my password. Not all the PCs you have. Nah, it's difficult to remember.
Will it do if I share with you the link?
Link I have, but
Oh.
then link is okay. Which just share with me that link. Maybe I've given you a link which is not password protected.
Let me see.
You can just place it here in the chat.
I have it downloaded, so maybe I can.
Oh yeah,
I can
great.
share it. Yeah.
If you can
Can
share
you
your
run it?
screen.
Yeah, I can run it. Just one sec.
So could you please explain also where and what this is so that Aparajita will get to know?
Yes. Okay, so Aparajita, obviously there's two separate parts to running e-modules. There's a platform itself, which is what Chan just demonstrated, and then also the e-module itself and the way that it's designed, conceptualized, and visualized by participants. And so what Chan had done for us very generously a few weeks ago is Sujoy had shared a couple of ODF module materials. And so Chand and his team had pulled it together to show an example of how e-modules could look when participants open them on the Unilearn platform. So the e-module development can be done by basically any design agency or the Unilearn team itself, as long as it's using compatible language with the Unilearn platform. So the link that Chand had shared, I just downloaded all the material, and then you just, I believe, click launch story. And I'm just gonna share the computer sound. Okay, resume.
It was a pleasant
Can you do
afternoon.
from the starting?
Sunil was playing cricket
Take it for the first
with
point.
his friends in the central ground.
Yeah, let me just try.
If you can restart.
Yep. 1 second.
His friend Shamu took the shot and hit the ball.
Let me just try.
You can restart.
Just 1 second. I had my Bluetooth on.
Waiting for Bluetooth connecting.
Okay. Ben, do you know how I can start from the beginning on this? here?
There's nothing. You can
Restart. There it is.
restart.
Yeah.
Restart.
No, I see. Yeah, I did.
Welcome to the Solid and Liquid Waste Management course. Select Launch to begin. It was a pleasant afternoon. Sunil was playing cricket with his friends in the central ground. His friend Shamu took the shot and hit the ball out of the ground. Sunil was at the outer fielding area. He went outside to get the ball. The ball landed in the ditch outside the ground. He was quite shocked to see this area. It was filthy and stinky, and wondered why he didn't notice it earlier. He somehow managed to take the ball from the ditch. But this sight remained with him. He thought about it the entire night and couldn't sleep. Next morning, he went to school and discussed his concern with his teacher. His teacher was moved by Sunil's concern on the unhygienic condition of the village and that he wanted to bring some change to transform the face of the village. He promised Sunil to help him and get the cleanliness drive initiated by involving Grand Panchayat. Let's dive deep into this module to learn about managing waste. Select Next to continue.
I think this is.
Before learning about waste management, let's start with a self-assessment. Please rate how confident you currently feel in changing the situation of the village shown in these pictures. Use the slider to share your confidence level and select Submit.
Okay, I'm going to assume that we're all very confident.
Since you feel very confident, you are in the perfect position to bring in the transformation. Throughout the course, listen and grasp the information you can use to help your friends or colleagues increase their confidence and apply this in transforming waste around them. Select Next to continue. For managing biodegradable wastes at a village level, a proper process is in place. It is recommended to follow the process for waste management. The process comprises 5 steps. Identification and quantification of waste. Employment of Grand Panchayat resolution. Creation of a conveyance plan. Creation of a processing plan. Determination of a suitable business model. Select each step to learn more.
So I'll just, I guess you can only step
The first step is to identify households and bulk waste generators and quantify waste.
Step 2.
Next, segregate the waste at the source into biodegradable and cattle dung.
I'll just do one more
To
step.
design a conveyance plan, begin from collecting the waste from various sources. Then arrange for transporting the waste to a centralized facility for segregation. Basis the segregation. Send it for recycling, treatment or disposal.
Okay, so 5 steps. Oh, it's not going to let me go. Okay, we'll do all
For
5
this
steps.
step, process the waste basis the segregation done in the previous step. For instance, all biodegradable waste with cattle dung should be sent to composting with HH waste, while other waste without cattle dung should be sent to on-site compost pits and village-level composting units. To process the cattle dung, build dung pits or covered dung and implement biogas unit, Gobardhan scheme. Finally, store non-biodegradable and hazardous waste in separate closed bags or bins and arrange for periodical collection of material for recovery. To begin determining a suitable business model, ensure you first identify the source of revenue, such as waste collection fee, sale of compost and village funds. Next, calculate the operational cost in this process such as collection cost, O&M cost of compost pits and storage of non-biodegradable waste and other management cost. Once these parameters are considered, decide the business model basis the decision on either paying a fee to the APL or BPL families or if the village wants to manage solid waste by itself or want to outsource.
All right.
Select Next to continue.
So I guess a good thing is that you can't move on until you definitely go through all of the steps.
Next, we come to managing the various types of wastes we have just talked about. There are 4 R's of waste management. Select each R to learn more. Methods to reduce waste. Carry bags made from cloth or paper bag. Buy durable goods. Avoid products with excessive packaging. Use water as per requirement. Methods to reuse. Methods to recover. Select next to continue. Let's now learn about various techniques to manage biodegradable wastes. There are 4 indigenous techniques that can be used to manage the waste around you. Bases the requirements and available resources. You can suggest village dwellers to choose these techniques. Underground simple manure pit or garbage. Deep vermicomposting. Biogas. Let's learn about each of these techniques. Select each technique to learn more. Underground simple manure pit or garbage. Following can benefit from this technique. Rural areas with low rainfall. Houses with an open space of about 7 square meter. Houses with no cattle or with a single cattle. Select the play button to view the video on the technique for more understanding.
कैसे किया जाता है?
এগুলি আমরা এইভাবে ঢেলে দিয়ে বিছিয়ে দিই, তার উপর মাটিগুলো বিছিয়ে দিই, তারপর চট দিয়ে ঢেকে দিই। এখান থেকে আমরা খুব উন্নত ধরনের সার পাই।
दीपानिता ने हमें खाद बनाने का एक प्रकार का गड्ढा दिखाया, लेकिन और भी विकल्प मौजूद हैं। मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ। ये है भूमिगत खाद बनाने का गड्ढा। इसे परतों में जमाया जाता है, जिसमें कचरा सबसे नीचे होता है, फिर पशुओं की लीद डाली जाती है और अंत में ऊपर मिट्टी डाली जाती है।
Select next to continue.
Do you want me to keep going, Sujay?
No, I think it's okay. Unless, so this was what they made. Of course, it's not been vetted, but we had given main content to them and they just converted it into this. So yeah, I think we can. Is there anything else you want to say, or otherwise we give it to Parajita now?
I'm good. I don't know if you want to raise any other challenges or opportunities. I know Koshki was asking about monitoring if we use this type of approach as well. So it'd be maybe Aparajita, if you guys have specific ideas in terms of how you want to monitor this training, you can ask about that too.
Yeah, first of all, we'd like Aparajita's feedback on the concept.
Sure.
Because what we had got was a request from Mr. Baroka that he wanted e-modules for 5 areas. One is SLWM, the other was each of the 4 verticals under SBM2. So this was what you saw now is